Right now, the atmosphere in the capital city of Uganda, Kampala, is politically charged as the country braces for general elections this coming Thursday, with Bobi Wine wearing a heavy bulletproof vest and a tactical helmet in his campaign, forcing us to ask whether he is afraid of death, or maybe this is a symbol with a significant meaning. For the background, in 1979, Museveni overthrew the then president of Uganda, Idi Amin, with the help of the Tanzanian army. After Amin was gone, Uganda held its first election in years in 1980. Museveni ran for the president but lost to Milton Obote. After losing, he claimed the election was rigged and famously said that if the government didn't listen to the people's will, he would take the struggle to the bush. True to his word, on February 6, 1981, Museveni and just 26 other men went into the central part of Uganda to start a rebellion. They called themselves the National Resistance Army. They fought a hit-and-run style of war against the government for 5 years, and during this time, the government was very unstable. Milton Obote, who was the president then, was eventually overthrown by his own generals in 1985. While the government leaders were fighting each other in the city, Museveni's rebel army grew stronger and more disciplined. In January 1986, the NRA launched a final massive attack on the capital city, Kampala. They defeated the government forces, and on January 29, 1986, Museveni was sworn in as the president. Since 1986, Yoweri Museveni, who is now 81 years old, has been the president of Uganda. Surprisingly, he is still contesting for his 7th term as the president of Uganda in the elections to be held on Thursday, 15th January 2026. Now, who are contesting in this election, and what are they bringing on the table? The fight for the presidency is between the 81-year-old Museveni and the 43-year-old Bobi Wine, who used to be a pop star but now a politician. Museveni claims in his promises that he is the only one who can keep the country's economy growing and its oil project on track, while Bobi Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, representing the youth, over 75% of Ugandans who are under 30, is calling for an end to what he calls a dictatorship. So, what happened today? Today was the final day for campaign, and Bobi Wine ended his campaign while wearing a heavy bulletproof vest and a tactical helmet. But what was the reason behind his dressing? This was not put on out of fear, but rather the vest was symbolic. It was a silent message that this is not a normal election. It's a fight for survival. This is not the first time for Museveni and Bobi Wine to compete in the country's election. They competed in the last election, which was held in 2021. In this 2026 election, Bobi Wine claims that the government is using state-sponsored violence to stop him. His team reports that the activists are being disappeared or abducted by security forces in unmarked vans. Meanwhile, the East African community has officially sent out 61 observers to watch the vote this Thursday, January 15. Their mission is simple: to see if the voting is fair and peaceful. Here we are. As it stands, the main worry is that even with the observers there, the city of Kampala is filled with soldiers and armored trucks. The government says they are there to prevent violence, but the opposition says they are there to intimidate voters. Will Bobi Wine manage to overthrow Museveni and bring in the new leader after decades of the same leadership? or maybe Museveni will continue with his 7th term. Africa is watching. The world is watching on how this will unfold. Subscribe to Afri Daily News for more updates of what is happening in Africa and around the world. Until the next one, see you then.